this is a tricky place to be in because you have the biggest heart in what you're developing and what you're creating, and you want so bad for it to come to life because you know that it's going to change the world. Like, you know that this that's going on in here and what's being felt in through here is meant to just pour out of you. And maybe you've been doing that for a long time. You've been crafting it and sharing it with the world, but you're still stuck at like what feels like ground zero, or you've done all of these things, all of these strategies, all of these tactics, and still have found yourself almost feeling like you're falling flat, right? Where you're feeling stagnant. Now, there's a place for stagnation, and I want to talk about that topic later about stagnation because sometimes it's not necessarily all bad, okay? But what I really would love to bring to the table for you today is the difference of like being able to, trying to find the language, being able to fully receive the outcomes that you're desiring first versus putting stuff out there, putting stuff out there, putting stuff out there, only to just be met with maybe disappointment in self, in results, in people, in your passion. Okay. And there's this very, very small but and hidden distinction, but it is literally always in our face. And I want to explain to this to you why I'm feeling drawn to go into a place of channel. So give me a second. Just for those who are just, tuning into my channel, I always channel from the purest light of creation so that there's no bullshit, so that there's no filtered opinions, so that there's no filtered perceptions. I know for me, I always want the highest truth. I don't want something filtered through the vessel it's coming through. So let me just get a second to connect to creation. So we understand that there is a space where their survival needs need to be met, which is why we can get caught in that trap, right? And then once we do things out of a state of survival, then even when we ascend past that state of survival, because it's been a conditioned state of being, then we carry that through even more prosperous or more balanced chapters in our lives. And that kind of hinders us from leveling up again into that actual prosperous, abundant nature that we are ready to receive, that is trying to come to us, but we're unconsciously closing ourselves off from. Okay. And so, what Creator is asking me to explain to you is the difference between creating from a state of survival and creating from a state of passion. Um, let's see here. So, creating from a state of survival is what is going to harm you along the way, right? So, I'm hearing, because I've been there too, that even in the real deep states of survival where you have negative in your bank account, or when you have, no food in the fridge, or when you literally just sucked down dry, you're losing your house, you missed out on a place to rent from because the income wasn't there. Like, guys, these are all similar stories I have had too. Okay. And so even in that state of survival, that survival place, like actual physical 3D reality is telling you that you are in a state of survival. It is so important to step out of that and get into a place of passion and creativity. And here's one reason why. So, in passion and creativity, you are an open channel to receiving ideas, being able to perceive opportunities, and you're in a more resourceful state, right? Because you can cultivate new ideas, you can cultivate solutions, you can, you know, conjure up or generate. outcomes and opportunities. But when you're in a state of survival, it's this I need to, I need to, I need to, I need to. It's this really like blunt force, like primal feeling and energy. And, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you can't think beyond what you feel. Right. And so if you're and being in a state of survival, it puts all of the blood flow even to the extremities. And it's not the time to grow hair. It's not the time to grow nails. It's not the time to relax. It's not the time to problem solve or think beyond the present problem. Right? It's the time for running. It's the time for fighting. It's the time for this we need to make it happen no matter what. And that is not a conducive place to solve the problem, because also you can't solve the problem with the mindset that created it. Right? So sometimes it's not always that dark and dense. Right? Maybe you're actually in a good place, or you're in a more balanced place. Um, and it's like, again, what part of you is creating this dream? What part of you is trying to develop this wealth, or develop this health, or develop this love, develop this soul's mission and purpose? What part of you is trying to generate that, trying to birth that? Is it from that survival place of you, or that passionate place of you? Because these two, like, diametrically opposed natures of creating are going to determine the type of results that you get. And if you're here, it's because Creator, and you're still listening, it's because Creator is telling you that this is the answer that you have been missing, because you've been doing so much from this state of survival that you're missing the passion that's actually going to propel you forward. So let's get right into it, okay? So this whole journey, especially with this ascension happening, with this 3D 5D split, with this age of Aquarius, with this new levels of vibration and consciousness, we're not here to change things or change our reality matter to matter. Right? We're here to change things from matter, from the source of energy. And this occurs within our state of being. Okay? Being is the primary topic here. And I've always said it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're using affirmations, if you're using meditation, if you're using yoga, if you're using mantras, if you're using sage, if you're using crystals, if you're using visualization. It doesn't matter what spiritual or even personal development tool that you're using. It's about who you are being while you use it, because who you are being determines what results get reflected back to you, because the universe gives you more of what you feel. I hope you heard that. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Integrate this. The universe gives you more of what you feel. So if you're doing your affirmations, or you're creating your online course, or you're creating your spiritual practice, or you're calling in more clients, if it's coming from a space of survival, the universe is going to reflect back to you more reasons why you need to feel, to like be and create in the space of surviving. But if you do it from a place of passion, like, oh, I just love, working with people, and I love giving them mind-blowing experiences and insights and downloads, or I love healing them, or I love inspiring them, or I love when they leave my place, my space, more whole than when they came in. Right? Then that's a different energy. That's from a place of passion, creativity, and you're going to get more reasons, more opportunities and events and circumstances and connections and networkings that allow you to feel more passionate, making you more magnetic. Okay, I hope that I am conveying this extremely clearly. So it's about who you are being while you do whatever it is that you're doing. So whatever, if it's creating even a video, guys, because I know, and I've been here too, right? If I'm creating a video, am I doing it because I need to? Is it I need to do it? I need to do it. I need to do it so that I get this, and I need to do it so that this result happens. I need to do it so I can get subscribers, and I need to do it because blah 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 blah. If you start saying I need to do it because, more often than not, remember, not all things are applicable, right? You have to use your discernment, okay? But if you're doing it from this I need to, forceful, attached, result, outcome driven space, then you're going to get an undesired result. But if you're doing it because, oh my God, I would love just to pour this into the world, and oh my God, if everybody knew this, they would feel better. And I just want to talk about it because it fucking feels good to talk about, or I want to do it just because it fucking feels good to do, then those are two completely different timelines, right? And here's the difference, okay? Now that we've kind of just talked about all of that. So survival comes from this place of, again, like I said, need to. I need to do this so I get this result, or I need to do this because these are the rules. I need to do this because, right? I need to do this. When you find yourself in that pattern, stop yourself and ask, what do I want to do? And I know for a fucking fact that if you're a high achiever like me and you're like, let's get this, I'm all about the grind, I'm all about the hustle, I'm all about, making my dreams come true. I so resonate with that, and I want your dreams to come true. Fuck, I want my dreams to come true too. But I know that being in that space for the last, like 2.5 years, that it has not yielded any, very little results that I was looking for, particularly financially, right? Like I've gotten recognition. I've been on the cover of a magazine. I've been published, several times on different publications, different, like Shout Out Arizona and things like that. But I never got like the financial desires that I was working towards, right? And so if it's going to feel like unnatural, and you are going to question, like, am I even doing anything? If I just follow my passion and do it when I'm inspired to do it, does that mean that I'm not being consistent? Here's the thing about that too. I really want to try and keep this video as short as possible, but also I don't want to miss anything. So what needs to be consistent is your vibration. And what also needs to be consistent is the quality of the work that you produce. Okay. And so if you're at a shitty low vibration because you're in force and scarcity, you're like, I need to do this so I can get this result, then the quality of work that you produce is not going to be good. It's going to be a fraction of what it could be. So it's like you become consistent in your vibration and the quality of work that you produce and give out to the world, so that you can, it's like being not consistent by or being, how does this want to come through? It's like being inconsistent so that you can be consistent, right? So it's not like every day at 12 o'clock I tape a video because that's what I said to I used to do that too. I made this commitment to myself. But then the video that you produce is not that great, doesn't feel very good to create or generate. And then you sit there and look at the Reels views or the YouTube views, and you're like, this is fucking disappointing. I put all of this time and effort and energy into it, and it's falling flat, right? And it's because of your vibration and because of the quality of work that you're producing. So the most important thing to stay really consistent on, keeping that vibration up. As Ralph Smart says, sometimes I tune into Ralph Smart and I'm like, breathe in that good ass prana, baby, right? Like, it's the most important thing is to keep your vibration up. And on days where your vibration is low, have acceptance for it, right? The quicker that you can accept that your vibration is a lower state, and that it's happening for a higher cause, a higher purpose, that it's, the more intense the pain, the greater the clarity is on the other side, that it's a purging, it's a releasing. So we just feel through it and flow through it, then it's like boom, right? Then you can raise your vibration even higher. Okay, but that again is a whole nother video itself, and I'm really trying to make sure that this stays under 30 minutes. Um, because I know that videos can tend to get a little long. So in this place of scarcity, you're actually being unmagnetic, you're being unattractive. People can smell the desperation on you and they're repelled by that. And they might not even know. They're like, wow, I really like this person. Wow, I really like what she's saying. She's spot on or he's spot on. They're right, right? But it's like you unconsciously repel them because that desperation is repelling. It's like a repellent, right? And so we want to shift. I'm hearing move into passion now. We want to shift out of this survival. I need to do it. I need to do it to this place of passion and excitement. So let's talk about the passion, right? I think you guys all know that you're in survival by now, if you're actually in survival. And if you are, you're probably still listening. So, have you ever noticed like when people do things in a passionate way just because they love doing them, that it's almost like they stumble upon success and they stumble upon money and you're like, holy shit, right? Like there's a YouTuber that let's just pick a random like let's just say knitting crocheted octopuses, right? Or crocheted characters, right? They just do it because it's fun. They have and then all of a sudden they produce videos that show how to and oh look at this one I made, it's so cute, I love it. And then all of a sudden they got like 1 million views and then they're making, like 50 grand a month because people want to buy them, right? And it's like, wait, what the fuck? I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. And I can't even make, more than whatever your ceiling is, right? The reason for this is because when you do it purely out of passion, it is because the passion in of itself is fulfilling. The passion in of itself is enough. And when you do that, there's even grander than that though. When you do it because it's your passion, you're just doing it because it feels good and you have no insistence on the outcome and you're not attached to how it's going to serve you later and you're not attached to, is this going to make me money or not? Right? You're not attached to, is this going to get me that opportunity or not? Am I going to be able to work with these people or not? Am I going to be able to up level from this or not? They're just doing it because their heart wants to pour into it and it feels so good to do. And by doing that, that makes you attractive. That keeps your vibration consistently high. It makes the products and whatever you produce extremely good quality. And it makes you magnetic because that energy is alluring. That energy is like, ooh, I like this. Telepathically, they're like, ooh, I like this energy. Ooh, I like this vibration. Even though two people could be both making crocheted octopuses, if one's doing it for a need to fill fill a survival need, and one's doing it just because they love to do it, they're going to get completely different results. I hope I'm not over explaining myself, and I hope that you're getting this. Okay. So it's like, what do I want to do? What excites me? What feels fulfilling to me? And you have to be okay with it being not doing anything. Okay. You have to be, this was a hard one for me too. Okay. You have to be okay with, oh, resting and sitting on the couch and maybe taking an afternoon nap is exactly what I need so that I can produce better quality content, so that I can produce better quality products, so that I can produce better quality, whatever it is that you want to do with your life and your soul's mission and purpose, so that I keep my vibration high, so that the quality that I give out is good, and so that I am a full cup to serve others. Right? They're completely two different channels. Also, this creates you being in a space of creativity and fun and passion and excitement. You are an open channel for receiving new ideas, for receiving new concepts, for perceiving opportunities and having these things fall into your lap, right? Um, let's see, I'm just looking at my notes here, checking in if there's anything else that needs to be shared or stated. So again, survival, how to kind of determine the two. Survival is like, I need to, if I don't do it, then this will happen, or I'm gonna do this, so this will happen. It's like a little bit frantic and time forced. And so how you know you're being in a state of scare of survival is that you feel anxious, you feel a little bit frantic or panicky in getting it done. It's like this pull, like um it's anxiousness, it's frustration, it's panic, it's need to, it's forceful, it's done from a scarcity place. Right now, to know if you're doing it from passion is it's more fun, it excites you, it's fulfilling to you just to think about. You feel good thinking about it, right? And so if you're in a state of survival, the most important thing for you to do right now is to get out of a state of survival, which is deep states of meditation. It is um checking in with yourself. It is, so here, let me tune in here. So it's doing more things that make you happy. It is indulging in things that make you feel safe. It's reminding your body to feel safe. It's doing breath work to tell the body that it is in a safe space, to regulate the nervous system. It's to go outside and experience the sun, walk around outdoors, but really just doing more things that you enjoy and reminding yourself that the survival state is just a conditioned state of being, and that your body has memorized the habit of being in survival better than the conscious mind. And so it's just unconscious. So it's this deliberate attempt, this deliberate strategy to ascend past the state of survival and get yourself into passion. And when you get that inspired action, when you like get this idea that excites you, but maybe you don't know why, just follow it. Like, even if it's walking to your mailbox, you're like, I don't know why, I'm just like really excited about taking a walk to go to my mailbox. Do that. Or maybe it's, I'm really excited about going to the movies. Then do that. Or maybe I'm really excited about trying something new and baking some blueberry bread. Do that. Okay? Because all of these threads lead to your soul's purpose. These are all in alignment with your most abundant, prosperous, fulfilling, healthy, unconditionally loving timeline, healthy relationship timeline. Okay? So, my last question to you, high achiever, hard worker, can the passion be enough? Can the passion be enough? I understand that bills need to be made and bills need to be taken care of. Guys, I've had negative $700 in my bank account before and had no idea where the next check was coming from. Okay, I get it. I have lived in a place where cockroaches have crawled all over me when I slept at night, and all I spent my money on was weed and alcohol. And I have been to a place where I was eating out from the food bank, right? I've been there. I know what it feels like. Okay. I know what that reality stirs up in you. I do. But I promise you that if you stay in a state of survival, you're only going to create more of that reality. It is so important that you do not fall victim to the senses and live from the space of that prosperity, of that abundance. Okay. And if you struggle to do that, it's because there's a belief there that probably you're not worthy of abundance. It's not safe to be abundant. You'll be kicked out of the family if you're abundant. Okay, there's a belief there that's holding you back. Maybe it's a reason why it can't be you. I know I had that where it's like it can't be you. And you always looked for all of the reasons why it couldn't be you. Can you let even if it's a side hustle, which I'm glad if you have that, or maybe you're pursuing it full time. Either way, this question is applicable to all areas or facets of what you're doing. Can the passion be enough? Would you be okay if you never made a dime? Would you be okay if you never earned a single dollar, single penny from what you're doing? And would you still do it anyway? Can the passion for it be enough? And I promise you, it is when you fully embody, not intellectually understand. It's like, oh, yeah, that feels good. I mean, fucking fully embody, because it's not enough to know. You know it when it is the way that you choose to live. You know it. It's fully integrated and embodied when that is the way that you behave and the way you make your decisions. Okay. So, can the passion be enough? And can it just be fulfilling enough to post your product or to post that reel or to post that video or to put yourself out there at a retreat or at an event or put out that blog, put out that journal excerpt or to put out your artwork or whatever have you? Can the passion be enough? And until that answer is yes, you will tend to struggle. You'll go back and forth. Maybe it now won't always be a struggle. Maybe it's not a daily struggle, but you'll never supersede the level that you're at now. My name is Haley Carbajal. I am a Starseed coach, mentor, and healer. I have some very budget-friendly weekly opportunities to work with me on Patreon. So if you wanted to join me there, there's a link down in the description below. I do have a weekly show on Bold Brave TV. And it's every Thursday at 6 p.m. called The Multidimensional Existence, where we talk about things like this. And it's live workshops and fun things like that. And I am open for one-to-ones right now. So if you wanted to work with me one-to-one, if you wanted to dig down and find out that root belief, I think that's where I outshine everybody, as I can have one conversation with you and show you what your limiting belief is. Not me telling you. I will show you what limiting belief is holding you back. So all of the links will be down in the description below. But other than that, subscribe, like the video. And my YouTube channel is still small enough right now where if you leave a comment, I can reply to it. So if you have any ideas or you want me to answer these questions in depth, leave a comment below and I would be happy. I'd be ecstatic. I'd be passionate about making that video for you. Um, let's see, anything else? If you know that there is a friend who needs to hear this, you see them acting out of survival and kind of staying stuck in the same cycle and they're giving up on their dream, do not let them give up on their dream. Send this to them so that they can have that support, so that they can have this answer, this guidance too. Okay? So much love, so much appreciation. I will catch you on the next one.